This is the workshop for like the pre-law track students to gaining like internship and other opportunities, this kind of experiences there created by our Career Center. Basically, I have to like introduce what is our Career Center's job first. Usually we providing like individual career counseling from hardware ways, providing basic like skills like resume, cover letter, CV, personal statement, helping revising the kind of things, and also helping me do like a little bit of interview preparation, networking. So that's like any of like career guidance. So if there's any like concerns on your careers or difficulties that you met there, feel free to come to us. And instead of like the individual career counseling, we also have a lot of events and resources that you can utilize with, like info sessions, career fairs, and there are workshops like today, and there are also so many events for networking. So feel free and get in touch with us to catch all of the resources that we reported. First of all, we'll talk about like what are some of the legal related experiences that we can have there. But before that, I have to notice that it's a little bit different that we do comparing like to the pre-law advising. We are Career Center. We are here to helping you finding like the resources of job, internship, relevant things, but there are pre-law advising. So they created like a very like thorough timeline for pre-law track students. And they told you like about sophomore years, freshman years, junior year, senior, and what are some of the things that they are recommended you to do at there. So if there's any specific problem with major about pre-law, feel free to contact with a pre-law advising team, and the dean is Hilary Mendes. Oh, sorry. That leads me to another page there. Here are some of the creatives, then we'll introduce them to you. It's like, what are some of the legal internship and opportunities that we have and where to find them? We have like on-campus resources and off-campus resources. But starting with 3Ws, first of all, like thinking about what kind of population that you want to work with, which is not who. For example, like children, you want to work with companies, couples, immigrants. There are so many populations that you can work with. So better think of that first. That helps you target and narrow down the field. Second is like what kind of like field that you want to work with, like nonprofits, governments, law firms, course, because there are so many options, so better also to think out. They will lead you to different paths there. The third one is kind of like consider as which, like what aspect of law that you feel interested in. Commercial, criminal, like family, immigration. All of these are like the tracks of different like law there. So better to think out that before getting into thinking, looking for real internships or experiences. But anyway, actually you can try to get practice experiences first, but along with those kind of experiences, thinking about what are your target, what is your goal there. So starting with what can I do with this major, which is a very helpful website that you can find there under the Career Center resources. What can I do with this major introduces like, for example, under the law and justice sections, we have a lot of things, not just law, but other majors that are relevant in the pre-law track studies there. And if you click that inside, you will find they provide you common career paths, what are some employers and strategies helps you to gain to like this kind of career paths. It will be really helpful if you're feeling confused about what is the next step. You can always consult to like that what can do with this major. And there are some on-campus opportunities. Like I think we know all about like the pre-law society. And if you're interested in court, there are mock trial team. I think they're recruiting people every academic year, and they will hold their info sessions around like the beginning of the fall semester. So you can check on that. And we also have like the undergraduate law journal. I think it recruiting like people from staff writers, and they also are welcome like general members there. So if you're interested to get in, feel free to contact with your official website. The links to them are in the slides there. So once you send your emails on the chat, we will send you a slide afterwards. So you can go those links there. And we also have the United Student Government and all the relevant coursework that you'll know from your student system there. For something off campus, first you all know like there are individual law firms, private law firms there, and something called like political campaigns usually held in summers to help in gaining some like political experiences. And also like there are so many nonprofit organizations that you can find. Under the Career Center resources and the job searching platforms, we have some like specific job searching platforms for nonprofit organizations that you can consult there. And also like for the local, state, federal government, like the New York State government, they provide a lot of like internship that welcome pre-law track students to get in. And something also can be considered are research opportunities. We have like schools and we have like labs and professors in school, but also like think tanks that generates a lot of like research opportunities there. So to categorize some of your interests, thinking about like which there are like corporate law internships, so many like things that can be practiced in this kind of areas, and so many specific like institutions that you can get in there. I would say like depending on your own interest. I mean, I know some people will say like, I just want something. I just want to gain some experiences. I don't really care about what are some specific fields there. I don't really have enough current like specific interest there. But to figure out that it's not only for yourself, but it's also for your recruiters. Your recruiters needs to see your passion in a certain field so that you'll get a higher chance to admit it in. So maybe even you don't have like a specific interest there, better to do a little bit of research on that before you get into the internship or get into the interview there. So they'll know that you have some knowledge on this kind of field and you'll get a higher chance to get in. And speaking about like the resources that we can do through like sending like the applications through like the official channels and the usual application ways, networking it's also a really important part in finding an internship or gaining experiences. You can like seeking guidance from your professors and your pre-law track advisors, also peers like junior students, senior students who already has some like legal internships before, asking for them their advices, and sometimes they can even provide you some recommendations there. And then it's Ram Connect. I'm not sure that everyone knows Ram Connect there, but it's a networking platform. There are current students there, alumni there, also faculty staff, and all friends to Fordham. So it's kind of like a friendly networking platform for all students. We have the link here. It will take a little bit of while for you to log in and or create an account, but it's pretty useful there. And other platforms are like LinkedIn, or you can searching for like professional associations in the field. And since we have like networking events there, like career fairs, coffee chat, something there. So that get in touch with the people in field to get the latest information here. And if there's any problem, you can consult them or consult to us. For example, we actually like encourage people to searching like the internships opportunities on Handshake. Those are some like the examples that we provided on from Handshake, but there are also like other platforms searching there. So don't just only use Handshake. Handshake is so important, but yeah, you can get a broader view of all other platforms such as like Indeed, ZipRecruiters, and there are plenty of like the job searching platforms provided by the Career Center on the resources. Take a look on that. And there are some platforms that are even sorted by industries. So if you're specifically interested in working in certain industries, you can take a look on those kind of platforms specifically. Yeah, those are some useful links like on campus, and there are advices from like the pre-law track there, and some off-campus link. It will be accessed on the slides. So if you get a slide, you can see them. Yeah. And then we'll talk about like the specific internship application processes there. First of all, like what is like the purpose and like the values of like getting the internship? Usually, like I know people are eager to get internship, but for the purpose, they know that is different than a part-time job. But actually, what makes internship different than part-time job is that you really gain some experiences and you learn something there. So it provides you like a competitive edge in your market and even helps you narrow down like your career paths. Because once you get some practical experiences, you'll know more about whether you like this field or not, whether you want to transfer to another field or not there. And remember like the three W's that we mentioned before, while you're searching your internship opportunities, thinking about who you want to work with, where you want to work, and what are some fields that you're interested in? Then something also before you get into the internship, here are some like the useful tips. For example, like transferable skills. Transferable skills are like the abilities that can apply across various jobs and opportunities. They are also considered as soft skills, comparing to like the hard skills like technical related things there. Usually they including like research abilities, your leadership, the team collaboration ability, and some analytic skills. So those are something that you can get from reflecting on your past experiences. Some people, when they are trying to building their resume, often tells me that I don't think that I have something put on my resume, but actually you do. Once you have like attending some activities, their seminars, events, even club volunteer experiences, or just part-time experiences, there are some transfer skills that you can utilize to your next internship. So they are all useful experiences, but just make it like sounds more relevant with transfer skills there. And usually like transfer skills are developed by this kind of things, but there are also like soft skills can be developed in the working environment there. Okay. And like the internship application periods, which is also on the questions that often asked there, like what is a clear recruiting season for students there? I would say there's no clear recruiting season for every major. There are job posting all from the years, but there are regular times for people to get in recruiting them. Like for example, like for summer internship, usually we suggest you to start it around the end of the fall semester or the beginning of the spring semester or even the winter break occasion there, but try to apply all of the years and do the searching there because there are always spots opening there. So don't give up the chances there. And for freshman year students, we often like suggest people to focus on their coursework and extracurriculars on campus. But if you decided to gaining some experiences off campus, I strongly recommend people to using the filter with like first year friendly or entry level friendly. That is also useful that if you are not getting enough, if you feel that there are no relevant experiences enough that I gained, also mark that as entry level experiences there. And there are large organizations may start their internship searching process. They may starting recruiting people early because there are a lot of people trying to get into them. So you can also starting your like timeline for searching for internships early if you are targeted to get into like the larger organizations there. Yeah. And actually, like the sooner you start it, the higher chance you get to get into internship. So it's never too late to start. Now is the right time point. And the fun fact is that like actually over 8%, 80% of the students at least finish like one of the internship before their graduation. So don't be too worried on that. You'll be fine there. And here are some steps to finding like the right internship. We break that into four, like learning, like research, preparing, and apply. Speaking about the learning first, as we said before, define your current situation. What are some like field industry will interest you? What are some skills you want to acquire? Understanding like your growth opportunities and considering like what is your place and what is your goal now. Uh, for short-term goal and long-term goal, I'm always consider about what are something that you can do in the future. Then you can looking on like what can I do with this major to see that if I wanted to get this kind of fulfill this long-term goal there, what are some steps, internship experiences, or other opportunities that other people are already done in this already field path. Other than what can I do with this major, something on LinkedIn, for example, the companies that you're interested to get in, there are always stuff page there. So there are like experiences of them opening it there. So make a reference on them. You can know that if you want to get into this position, what are some experiences are useful and practical to have there? And also considering to speaking with your professors because they are always in the relevant field that you are. So they may have some connections there inside the field and they can give you like some like practical recommendations there. And that is doing the research. Handshake is useful to you there, and I also mentioned that there are a lot of job searching boards other than Handshake, but we provided on Handshake, which is under the resources part. And attend the career fairs and events. Career fairs are not only for submitting like your handing out your resume to somebody else, but you can also sending like following up emails to them and asking that if there are any blank positions there, or what is the recruiting season for the company for them. Even that they are not hiring for this semester, but you can on career fair, you can using like the networking skills to help yourself to gain the future chances there. And some online databases are listed here. And also like if there are any problems you find in the process of doing this kind of researching, feel free to consult with our career center and make appointment with us. We'll help you to do that. And one last thing is the company website, which is the official website. Also, like the last stuff for doing research, if you have a clear goal there, it's always referred to their official website. For their official website, you will know what are their values, what are their goals, what are their population working with, and what are some positions that they're currently open, what are their problems that they're currently met. Kind of like that with the understanding of the companies, it helps you to write your cover letter. And if you get admitted into the interview, it will show that you have an understanding and you done the research on the company. So you got higher chances to get in there. And then is the third step, which is like gathering your needed materials. Like we will say like resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, and portfolio maybe. Sometimes we'll ask you like with a possible writing sample. Oh, you can asking help from like the writing center or come to us there. And dedicate like time to sending out the applications there and preparing for interview based on like the specific schedule. There are always for interview preparation, there are always questions about behavioral questions and like company or field specific questions. For the specific interview questions, feel free to come to us. We can prepare like a mock interview for you if you're interested in doing that. And here are some of like the functional resume template that we provided there. Usually, if you have no idea to where to build your resume, we recommend you to look at this functional resume because it contains like all of the things that you need here. The resources you can be easily find under the Career Center resources. We have a student resources, Google Drive. You can find all of the sample resume there. And there are specific instructions like guidance to tell you what to write and the specific things here, even to building your bullet points there. And we also have like legal resume for pre-law track students and the version there. Also under like the sample resume folder there. So you can take a look at this and to see comparing your experiences to that and make references here. So that's the cover letter. Can be also found inside the folder of student resources called sample resume, sample cover letter. And we also teach you how to write from each of those kind of paragraphs there in a very detailed way. This isn't a simple one, making references on that, but you don't really need to like completely copy this kind of things. Usually for cover letter, you'll have something to show that you've done the research for doing work. So one of the paragraph will be like telling them that, yes, I done the research. I really appreciate that your values and your goals and that really aligns with my interests, and it will help me to fulfill my long-term goal with certain kind of things there. So there will be a paragraph for you to do the research for the company and saying that things there. And for the last step here, is to like the strategize, set your timeline and follow up. As I said, like apply earlier to increase your chance and reach out to like the relevant connections. Is there anybody who currently working in the field that you know? Stay connected with them and don't be afraid to asking help for them and coming to career centers. Also, even asking like your career advisor there. Then like also remember like to send like the personalized thank you emails for interviews if you get the chances there. Sending emails, or I would say stay connect with them on LinkedIn, on like the career fairs, on info sessions, or on workshops, or on any of like coffee chat. Remember them to remind them that there's a person there. It's important. Otherwise, you will be forget in some way. So it's better to stay connect with them. And then if you haven't heard back, consider to sending like a follow-up email or changing a little bit your strategy. For example, there may be some problems with your resume, with your cover letter. Try to revise it a little bit or seeking for help to see that what are some of the problems that you may have.
Yeah.
Or sending just following up emails to them to see that if they just forget it. There are always something that you can do to increase your chances, no matter what's the circumstance that you're currently in there. Okay. So how can you be like successful at your site? Here are some just tips offered there, like be consistent, like arrive early, be dependable, like offer new values, be mindful of corporate norms, ask questions, listen. Something to say about like ask questions for career fairs and also for interviews is to ask like, for example, you can always starting with like what kind of candidate that you're looking for, and then the person must to provide you some like specific situations that they have currently. So based on the answer that they provided to you, you can always asking follow-up questions based on this kind of like answers. Like they were providing like environment and job roles or something there. Based on that, asking your follow-up questions to show that you have a reflections on that there. Yeah. And network follow-up, take time to think about what are some of the skills you can develop next. For certain skills, I will say, usually on the job postings, they will have a section called responsibilities and the next section called key qualifications. Take a look on these two sections so you will know that what kind of requirements, skills, and expectations that they are having towarding like their candidates. You can consider to grow a little bit skills on that time, or you can consider to form up, or I will say like to elaborate your advantage based on their expectations there. And here are some like internship search key takeaways that you can do there. First is like reflect on your own interests, like we say there, and work on your documents, like basic resume, cover letter, and some writing samples there. And then like be open to trying new things, try to expose more to like exposure more things there, and the diligent, searching for like those kind of multiple job searching platforms for times and trying to apply them as many as you can. There's no limitations for you to do like the job applications there. And please stay connected with us and the pre-law advising. The pre-law advising should have like anything related to law school they can provide and specific ideas there. And if you wanted to have like preparation for law school application, they will provide you like the most professional advices there. And here's like the context of the dean of your law school there. And for Career Center, we are here to help you searching for job, internships, gaining opportunities, finding where to gain experiences. And we have our alumni specialist who is like the expert in the law field, which is Jerry. So if you have any problem that with law, wanted to consult with Career Center, Jerry is always a good choice to consult with. And you can subscribe our like Career Insider and Campus Recruiting newsletter to get the latest update of the on-campus resources there. And register for like the upcoming career fairs on Handshake as you want there.